and I am a recording artist, a software engineer, and a coach for business and life that can automate your business and optimize your life. And in this episode, I have something really special for you, Aidan Park. But before I introduce you to him, I want you to listen to this. For every mountain you've brought me over, for every trial that you've seen me through, for every blessing, hallelujah, for this I give you praise. I'll give you praise. Praise. The stories that you're going to hear by Aidan, who is a nationally recognized stand-up comedian. He's a headliner, he's a working actor, he's also a dancer and a published author. He's a coach as well, The Art of Yay, in his new book that he has out. He's a neuralistic programming practitioner, and he's also a widow. He's an immigrant. He is HIV diagnosis when he was a teen, and he has an incredible story for you to hear. He's also gay in the gay community, surviving when he came in as a young teenager. Also, he was homeless and all the different challenges. And that's why I wanted to share that song, because the different challenges of life make you an amazing star. And this is the story of this star, Aidan Park. Chacin here. This is Songversation on the Road to Success, and today I have the privilege, the honor to interview an amazing comedian and coach that lives here in Los Angeles and is a celebrity as well, called Aidan Park, and he has its own show for stand-up comedy. And this is a perfect way for you guys to get to know him better, because he has an amazing story to tell. On the road to success is all the things that we have achieved to reach success. And especially during this pandemic, many people have pivoted and have reinvented themselves and have found ways to succeed. So this road to success is so amazing, because we can learn how to overcome challenges, we can learn how to be stronger, and we come out successful and stronger and wiser and everything that you want to have at the end. So thank you so much for agreeing to this interview, Aidan. This is so nice to have you.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So I have a few questions for you. So first of all, can you tell my audience, can you tell the people that are listening, and how did comedy transform your life?
Oh, comedy, the biggest way that comedy transformed my life, kind of interesting, in a way that it transformed my life in a way that was really unexpected. I was a musical theater performer for since I was in high school, and I went into professional musical theater, and when you look like me, all you get are Miss Saigon productions. Like, I just kept getting cast in Miss Saigon over and over. I did it 9 times.
Wow.
I went to China one time to do Miss Saigon. That means that people from China had to fly to the United States to find a Korean to fly to China to play a Vietnamese person.
Wow.
So I was like over it, and I was like, I want to go on stage and I want to try stand-up comedy. And so I did that. And initially it was just to, something to do. But as I started doing it, I found the rewards of it was that I really had to, like, it gave me an opportunity to face that which I was ashamed of in my life and speak openly about it. So I found, like, it started with, you know, my, you know, being gay, actually. You know, this was 2013, and it was still not completely yay. It was like, right? And so when I was an actor, I would always kind of try to keep it on the down low. But going on stage, I ran the other direction and completely embraced it and did that. And as I started doing more, I started bringing up more things that I felt like I had to hide on stage, which brought me back a lot of power to be who I am. Yeah.
Well, that's an amazing reflection, because sometimes when we are free to be ourselves is when we are the most authentic, when we are the most authentic is when we actually get the most out of our talents, and that's when we get most of the acceptance from the audience, and when we really are expressing ourselves transparently. I have the same feeling when I became myself, is when I was able to express myself as a singer and a software engineer at the same time. Whenever I embraced who I was, the way I was, if I was extroverted or not. My parents wanted me to be very shy and timid and very, you know, conservative, and I was a right brainer all over the place, you know, wanting to speak and wanting to talk. And whenever I expressed myself, that's when people had the best reception. And owning your sexuality and saying, this is how I am, and this is how I like to be, and this is how I enjoy being, then people enjoy being around you. When you're not happy with yourself, people don't enjoy being around you. And it's great that you had a platform on stage to be yourself. I think I have the same feeling when I go on stage to sing. It's also the same feeling. I feel over the moon, and I feel myself. I feel like I can connect. Yeah, I can see how that works. Wow.
Yeah.
That I see how that works. That what was that? When you said that you made you face things that you didn't want to face. What was the most difficult thing about facing the things that you didn't want to face?
Well, it's not so much facing the things I didn't want to face. It was more like, well, actually, you know, that concept of owning yourself is universal. Like, I can go back to high school, and I remember when I was in the closet, the kids would pick on me for being gay. They were like, you're gay, you're gay. And this was in 2002, like way back before being gay was popular. You're gay, whatever. And then when I came out, I was like, yeah, I am. They no longer had any power. And in fact, I became like a really, I got elected prom queen after a couple of years. I became a really popular kid in high school. And it was like the ownership of that which people can use. Like, it's the insecurity that they're picking on, not the thing itself. So if I own the gay, then they don't
back it. Yeah. Exactly.
They have no leverage. Yeah.
That's a great message. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
that's what it was.
And then what was the inspiration at the beginning? Since we're talking about the road to success, what was the inspiration for the jokes? For the jokes that you were curating for your shows at the beginning, since that was new, how did you come up with ideas at the beginning?
Okay, so I took a comedy class at the very, very beginning, and in the beginning, so this this is an interesting kind of thing. It's like the first couple of years I was just dabbling. I was like, I don't know, maybe a little bit, you know, I don't know if I want to do this and whatever. After a while, I was like, all right, I'm all in. And then I used the empowerment work, because, you know, I've been studying empowerment for a long time before I started comedy. And so the thing to do is push yourself and put yourself in a position that it feels out of reach for you, and then make yourself step up, kind of, you know. And so I got
out of the comfort zone.
Yeah, out of the comfort zone, you know. And so I got this comedy gig. They wanted me to headline for 45 minutes at this college. And I took the opportunity, having only had 20 minutes of material, like 15, 20 minutes of material. So really, honestly, what I had to do was write about anything that felt funny in my life and make it personal story oriented, because that's what I knew, and make sure that I hit that brief. So in the beginning, it was just a process of trying to get whatever on the page and deliver material. So that's kind of like, that was kind of my motivator. Yeah.
Wow.
But it taught me how to get a lot of material out quickly.
So that's very interesting. So what you're saying is that when you have your own personal story connected with your skills, and you connect with other people, because every personal story is really other people's personal story. Like your story may be unique to yourself, but your same struggles are the same. The whole world has the same stress, the same fear, the same challenges. You know, you have fear of acceptance. You have fear of failure, and as well as fear of success. You have the same challenges in life. You know, how do I grow in my business? How do I balance my personal life? How do I get money? How do I survive? How do I get along with people? It's all that we all have the same kind of relationship fears and challenges, and even though we all experience it in a different way and get out of it in a different way, at the end the core message is the same. So it's great that you found comedy. And do you think and then how does that process to road to success, to you now you got a success in comedy, how does that process transfer into your coaching? So you are now an empowerment coach, and of course you use comedy to kind of ease the situation and your approach. But how does that link into your coaching, and how did you do that transition?
Well, there was a lot of things that happened that caused me to go in. It wasn't so much like comedy into. So what had happened was when I was very young, I had a bunch of traumatic experiences, right? As I think I talked to you about it personally. Yes. It was like, you know, I was raised in poverty by a single grandmother in her government housing. And I got out of high school and I was undocumented, so I couldn't go to college. And then I contracted HIV at a very young age, at which point I started studying empowerment, because somebody saw that and was like, I need you to feel more empowered than you are now, so I'm going to send you here. And he was very generous to do that. So I fell into that world. I did that for about 13, 14 years, never intending to use the empowerment to share with others, really. I just wanted to use those tools to get my message across better as far as comedy. I wanted to use those tools to produce my show successfully and get ahead in my career. And I didn't really want people to think I was a weirdo, because I was deep into neuro-linguistic programming, and I love NLP. I'm a master practitioner, and I didn't want people to know because it's got some stigma.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yes.
And then after a while, when I hit 33, I was with a partner for 5 years, and he passed away. And when he passed away, I lost it. I was like, I lost it. And so the link there is, I felt that I really needed to use these tools to heal myself emotionally. I have to heal emotionally before I can move forward. And so emotions became my focus. When I started doing that, I started noticing a big difference around my life. I started noticing how much happier I was. And it was at that point I was like, I can't keep this secret, because I have to share this. It's too valuable. And I don't know that I would have made it through without some of those empowerment techniques that I learned over those years applied to emotional results, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So comedy makes it so that, like, and I'm an open book, so I will talk about anything and everything. Like, I was a hooker when I was 19. You know what I mean? Like, I will talk about anything and everything that happened, and I have no shame around it, right? Because of the shame work. So bringing that level of things that may be traditionally considered shameful in our society to light, and using that as an example of how to apply empowerment, makes people feel less alone, They can laugh and enjoy themselves while listening to the lessons, and they can feel like there's a tangible way to apply it to their lives. So that's how I feel like it all comes together for me.
Yeah, that is an amazing story. Like if you guys out there are liking this or listening to the stories that Aidan is telling, like if you feel you want to comment and you want to share this, please share and comment, you know, everything that you think, because we respond to the messages, and we really want you to take these messages and apply it to your life. And if you connect with this, I want you to really reach out to us or to Aidan, you know, for coaching, if you really want him to help you, because he has reached a level where life now has a meaning and a purpose beyond him. So now he has overcome some things. He has gone through the road to success. He has reached success in the personal life and how to overcome, feel strong, feel empowered, feel free to be himself. And now he is having a business, so he can probably help you to feel the same way. And I know that when you go through those things and you have a bigger purpose, like for me is living your dreams. I want to make people live their dreams just like I've lived my dreams. Every single dream that I had that it was impossible, I made it. So I wanted people to live their dreams. For him, you know, he overcame so many difficult things in life, and he went through dark moments and from things that were very difficult that he was forced to because of the circumstances. And he used some of the techniques that he learned to then lead them to a life of coaching, using his technique of comedy to connect with people, because I'm sure that your experience on stage gave you the confidence, you know, to reach anybody, to speak, prepared you for that. And so now that you have the gift of speaking and communication and being able to say anything, right? Because you're a comedian, you're giving permission to yourself to say whatever you want. Then now you can coach with a lot of freedom and with a lot of confidence, you know, and know because you've lived the situations, you live the difficulty, then you can speak, you walk the talk, because you applied your techniques into your life as well as for your clients. And the same thing that I do the same. When I launched my coaching business, I did exactly the same thing. I decided to apply everything that led me to every single dream being true to help people, those same techniques to help them be true. And everybody has their own method and their own ways, and they're all valid. It doesn't mean that my method is better than yours or anything. It's just every single person has a different way to get to that success. That road is very different. We all take different roads, but we reach to the same level: a success in our career, confidence in ourselves, self-esteem. Well, I've talked to you already about my personal challenges as well, and people can go online and look in YouTube some of the stories in there. But it's we all get to the same place, which is we love to be ourselves. We love to be ourselves. We love the way we are, and we have a lot more to grow and a lot more to share and a lot more roads to travel. But at the end, we get to a place where we're really satisfied with our life, knowing that we can even grow bigger. That is, I really appreciate your vulnerability, sharing all those things with this audience that is listening. If you're listening, please like and share and follow. So I want to ask you one more question. As you know, I'm a cancer survivor, and I know that your husband, your partner, was also, he died from cancer, and can you talk a little bit about how does cancer transform? Because when you have cancer, or when you're related to somebody that has cancer, it's almost like you do have it the same. And what kind of things did you change in your life after, besides of course what you said that you went into NLP to rescue yourself from all the emotions and all the feelings, but besides that, like, what would you say was the blessing of that cancer experience with your partner?
The blessing of that cancer experience was the one thing that I am in the final months of Michael dying, I was there for him in a way that I did not know I was capable of doing, actually. I did not know I could do that. We didn't have any family. It was him and I. And, you know, dealing with oxygen tanks and insurance companies and hunting for medications and like the level to which I was able to kind of step up for him was, I did not know that I was capable of that level of enduring that level of difficulty for someone else. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And so I came out of the other side knowing that I was capable of a lot more than I thought I was. And I came out knowing that, like, what it means to really leave it all out there. I did everything I could to try to fight for him. And so the one thing that I do regret about Michael's death is that I at some point I think I fought a little too hard, and you know, he was going to transition, and I wish I would have made things a little more comfortable for him instead of being so aggressive about fighting the cancer with the idea that we could make it. But that was a decision I made at the time, and I fought really, really hard for him, and I did everything I could. And so that feels complete. It feels complete. And I learned I was a certain kind of individual, which is
caregiver. Caregiver. Yeah. I think I totally understand that, because I think me going through cancer, as you know, tongue cancer that I have, you know, they cut a piece of my tongue. Want to see? Totally understand.
Oh, where?
I think going through cancer, as you know.
Okay. There's a groove there. Yeah.
So they cut a piece of my tongue and they cut my neck, you know, halfway. And I think I did, my cancer experience was also that caregiving persona also came through after. I survived the difference, of course. I survived. And for me, I had the same. I just wanted to help other people. I wanted to care for any cancer patients post-surgery, people, families. I wanted to counsel families that were going through family members with cancer. I wanted to do more caregiving because I didn't feel that I had the proper caregiving, even though I had a huge team that was surrounded by, you know, surrounding me, and I picked my best friends. Okay, I didn't have my family here either, so I picked, okay, this person's gonna in charge of this person's gonna in charge of this. And my lover at the time, my boyfriend at the time, could do certain things, but could not handle the emotional part or my needs. To feel supported and just be there, tell me everything's going to be all right. Like, he tried to leave me alone, you know, with whatever I was handling, you know, and I understand now, you know, why he did that. And we are best friends right now. But in the moment, I knew that what I needed was more emotional support than the actual physical support. Like you said, like at the end, you're trying to fight for them to be okay. You try to give them whatever is external, but in fact, they need, sometimes us as patients, we just need the company, you know, to be there with us and just to tell us it's going to be okay. You know, transition's going to be okay. And that sometimes is more important than the actual medicine, extra medicine. But yes, I understand the transformation, the blessing of discovering that you are a caregiver, and the blessing that discovered that caregiving translates into your coaching, that you're going to care for all of your patients or your clients or your clients that are in whatever stage, that you're going to care for them in a very special way, because you know what it is to be in the last moments of life. And you don't want people to feel that way, you know, to feel that their life is ending, right? So that's great. So I really resonate with that, you know, the caregiving. I think we are two strong people that have gone through really difficult situations, you know, being immigrants in a country, surviving health issues, you know, being HIV positive. I can't imagine all the different things, you know, the stigmas, the treatments or anything that you had to go through that, and then dealing with death. We both have dealt with death close, very close, and I think that this makes us a superhero. And you have actually in your show, in your icon is like Aidan show.
Yeah, it's a book.
Right? You have a Superman. Yes.
So that's the cover of The Art of Being Yay.
The Art of Being Yay. So you have a book. Yes. So tell people where they can find you, and why you have that, you're the superpower, you're Superman, and I actually, I have a Wonder Woman icon instead. But so, yeah. So,
do you?
Yeah. So I'm Wonder Woman and you're Super Aidan. So it's great. So tell the audience where they can find you and how they can book you for a session, and how they can find you in any event. And we do have an event coming up, and you can also talk about that event that's coming up the 21st of November.
Yeah. So I'm at Aidan Park. My name is spelled Odd. AIDAN park.com, and you can find all kinds of free resources there on various topics. You can find a copy of my book. My podcast is up there, and also you can book a session if you want. So that's good. And our event is that we're doing on November 21st at 5 p.m. is Come Out Against Cancer. So I'm hosting that event, and Neni is a singer for the event. And yeah, it's to raise money for the LGBT cancer group, Magic of Hope. So I'm really excited about that. There's a silent auction there, and yeah, it's something that's really dear to me. And I pulled together a bunch of people who actually have performers who have had a brush with cancer, like Neni. Another friend lost her mother to cancer, and so I think it's going to be a really special event.
Yes, awesome. Well, that's great. So just remember, at Aidan Park and on Instagram, you can find him on the web. You can find his book. Follow him. Share everything that you've heard in this podcast and this conversation. So I'm really, really honored to have you in this, have had you in this interview, and I'm really honored that you shared all these vulnerable, deep lessons that life has presented to you, so that you can grow and be the best that you can be, and to share your talents with everybody, to even have the gift of sharing, with the American Cancer Society and to the LGBT group, and everything that you want to give in life, anything that's dear to you, for the audience, anything that's dear to you guys, share it, give something, share your talent. Something is going to come up. Whenever as soon as I decided what I was going to do with the new investments, the property investments that I am doing, as soon as I decided that, I had different connections, and I met Aidan, and now I'm doing this for the American Cancer Society. It was just timely. When you know exactly what is dear to your heart, the causes that are dear to your heart, just fight for them. I am about equality, about one human family, really. One human family. I'm about equality of race, equality of religion and age and everything. So this is very, very dear to me. I'm so honored that you accepted my invitation to be in my conversation on the Road to Success show. And so I can't wait to share more, and I can't wait the audience to have session with Aidan if they so want to. So please follow him, Aidan, at Aidan Park, on Instagram, everywhere, on YouTube. He's a big celebrity here in LA. So thank you very much for watching. Share, comment, like. Thank you.
Thank you.
La prochaine.